1. The opening. Why you're really here. You didn't stumble onto this video by accident. You're here because something inside you is shifting. Maybe she left you. Maybe you gave your heart, your time, your soul, and it still wasn't enough. Maybe you feel like you're disappearing inside yourself, quietly drowning in emotions you don't even understand anymore. But deep down, something's whispering, there has to be more than this. You're not here to be the man who begs, who pleads, who lives at the mercy of someone else's love. You're here because you're finally ready to become the man who controls his fate. And it starts with one thing: self-control. 2. The lie they told you about love. You were taught that love conquers all. That if you just gave more, tried harder, forgave more, she'd see your worth. So you texted, you waited, you bent over backwards just to keep her close. But let me tell you something brutal. Love without self-control is self-destruction. And she felt it. She saw the cracks in your armor, the desperation in your eyes. And she pulled away. Not because you were too emotional, but because your emotions owned you. No woman respects a man who's lost himself. Because when you lose control of yourself, you give her control of everything. 3. The truth about what really attracts her. You think she wants attention. You think she wants you to prove your love. You think she wants flowers, paragraphs, grand gestures. But none of that matters if you can't stand tall in silence. You know what she really wants? A man who can walk away. A man who can feel the fire, the fear, the longing, and still remain unshaken. A man who doesn't flinch. Because control is mystery. Control is power. And power is what she respects when the emotions fade. When you stop reacting, you stop being predictable. When you stop chasing, you become the prize. 4. The man who masters himself. Imagine a man who's unbothered when she doesn't reply, who doesn't scroll through old photos at 2 a.m., who doesn't beg, because he's too busy becoming stronger. That man, he becomes dangerous in the most beautiful way, not because he hurts others, but because he can no longer be hurt by the things that used to break him. 5. Where control is built. The daily grind. Self-control isn't forged in a single day. It's not something you can download, wish for, or fake your way into. It's earned in silence, in discipline, and in the lonely hours no one sees. It's in those moments when your chest is tight from heartbreak, and you still choose to show up, to work, to train, to build. It's waking up with tears in your eyes, and still making your bed. It's opening your phone to see her online, but resisting the urge to text. Not because you don't care, but because you've realized self-respect costs more than momentary relief. Control is built in the tension, in the very seconds when your heart tells you to act emotionally, and your soul whispers, "Don't." Stay still. Hold the line. Every rep in the gym, every unread message, Every Friday night you spend improving yourself instead of numbing the pain. That's where self-control becomes muscle memory. The world doesn't celebrate that kind of discipline, but it will respect you for it. And eventually, so will you. 6. When she finally notices, but you've moved on. Eventually she will feel it. The stillness, the absence, the silence that used to be filled with your love, attention, and need. She'll open her phone and expect a message. She'll scroll, expecting to see you viewing her story. She'll dress up, expecting the compliments you once gave away so freely. And there will be nothing. That silence, it'll echo louder than any words ever could. Because now, she's no longer losing the man who once chased her. She's losing the man who no longer needs her. She'll start to wonder, why hasn't he reached out? Did he stop loving me? Is there someone else? But by the time she asks those questions, you'll be 10 steps into your transformation. You'll be training harder, working smarter, building stronger boundaries, surrounded by peace, and maybe even new respect from others who now see your power. The man she knew is dead, and in his place stands a man she doesn't recognize. Because you've outgrown who you were when she had access to you. And now, she wants in again. But the door, it's locked. Not out of revenge, but out of growth. The one whose presence makes everyone straighten their posture. He isn't flashy, he's focused. He doesn't talk about what he's going to do. He does it consistently. Self-control is the most underrated form of strength, because in a world addicted to validation, the man who validates himself is a rare breed. When you have control, you are no longer a slave to desire. You move with intention, and that makes you dangerous in the best possible way. 8. The closing message, longer, deeper, and more empowering. Brother, you were never weak. You were never less. You were just untaught. No one told you that the most attractive trait a man could build wasn't charm, looks, or status. It was discipline. It was control. And now that you know, you can never unknow it. You were lied to. They told you to be nice, to wait for love, to give your all and sacrifice everything, even your dignity. But now you see, respect is the true currency, and the only way to earn it is to control yourself first. So here's your new mission. Cut out the noise. Cut out the weakness. Cut out the need to be liked. Because you're not here to be liked. You're here to be great. Let her miss you. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think you've changed. Because you have. You are no longer the man who bends. You are the man who builds, who leads, who dominates his own emotions. You no longer need to beg. You don't need revenge. You don't need closure. You are your own closure. And if you feel alone in this journey, just know you're not. There's an army of silent, rising men out there just like you. Men who are done chasing, done begging, Done living small. Welcome to the Brotherhood. The brotherhood of men who control their destiny, not by chasing it, but by becoming it. Now go, and never give her or anyone the power to break you again, because the man who controls himself can never be broken.